Unzip. I'll get the hood in my butt.
All right, so that's undone.
And I would suggest that we make legs at a maximum, because you see that when you turn this thing toward the sun, it puts the eyepiece very low.
Yep.
Goes north.
This whole thing is?
No. This points north when you finish. Rotate.
Oh, like
rotate
this.
till that is north.
Got it. Let's see where I am.
Don't really trust this thing here, but
Yeah, it's right there.
that's close enough.
I can see it.
Sure. All right.
All right.
Good. Take that off. Now, this is already screwed in tight. Oh, this goes so much faster when two people, four hands at work. Good. Okay.
Bolt up.
This is already the right local.
Yeah.
What we do here is loosen that, rotate this thing to where this is down, tighten.
Show me again, what did you loosen and tighten? The lock.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Loosen, rotate, lock.
The clamps.
Okay, stop for a minute.
So we have oh, you're leveling it now.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. That needs to come up a little bit, that side.
Well, there is no more up, so
Okay,
it'll come down
no
here.
more up.
Maybe it's good enough.
Maybe I'll just come down a little bit.
All right, looks like Ed's gonna put the,
Right.
or let Kevin put the counterweight.
Well, I'm going to take this apart,
Yeah, I always find it easiest to,
because otherwise I could get like 5 turns per.
right. With the weight on it, it's very hard to thread
Right.
it in.
Now, this goes in there.
All right, you got the piece off the
I
back?
got it. I got it.
Okay.
Toe saver.
The toe saver, I like that.
Yeah. And then show clearly you're tightening that collar after you screw it all the way in. Grab that collar and snug that up good. There. Okay, that can go on. Notice that. So that goes on.
So why is that? This part is down?
You'll see.
Okay.
In our practice, it's not going to make a difference, but if you were ever wanted to get to maximize how far out that came, that would. Okay, I think, bring them up, because it doesn't go far out. I'm guessing right now.
Okay.
We'll show that in a minute.
Okay, got it.
We show leveling, we show balancing the thing when we get to it.
Yeah, you might want to, for the solar thing, take a Sharpie and make a little mark.
Oh yeah, good idea.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Now.
just tell me what I'm doing.
Store scope in case or bag with this side up,
Okay.
because you don't want to bounce that when this thing gets around pointing to the sun. Okay,
Right.
now let me show.
All right, is that going to be on? That's tight enough?
Yeah,
All
just
right.
spin it.
Kind of, you can see how Ed is cradling it,
Right.
so you can
Cradle
pivot,
this so
pivot the,
you don't risk really dropping the whole thing.
pivoting the dovetail in. However, I find it odd that you set it up with the screws on the bottom, Ed.
You're right.
I always do it the other way around.
I do too, and that would be good, and it's your option. Can be done either way. But notice, you got the white tape is expended. This tape tends to mark where the balance point is. Tighten that up. Tighten
Yeah, I
up
see the tape
lock
on this
screw.
side.
Now, could you see that I tightened the main screw and then when
Yeah,
I finished,
I'm going to do it again.
tighten the lock screw?
I'm going to do it again.
Right.
I'll take it off and do it again.
Okay. Rotate. And you have to watch, make sure we don't bump levers here.
All right. So now I'm going to have to
You want
flip it the
to
other
flip
way.
that around, yeah. Because you want to have this knob on the eyepiece
No,
side.
actually, you want this knob
On the
up
front?
here.
Ah, okay.
This is where the docent, will be standing.
Oh, okay,
Got it,
good.
Got it. So now I'm going to take this,
Yeah, now I can rest on that
find the
edge.
center point.
The trouble is you can't see the screws now, but you have to
No, but you fix
feel around. And I always jiggle it a little bit to make sure that it's properly seated. So that,
Feels about right.
then the anti-slide out screw. Okay. Now,
the moment of truth has arrived.
the balance thing. Loosen the deck. Hold on to the scope, loosen the deck knob.
Now, what's the best place to hold it? Here or this big?
No, where you got a good lever.
All right, right.
No, back here. Back here.
All right.
And then loosen that. There you go. And
Right,
so you
that's-
can
yeah,
rotate
declination, right.
and then let it. Is it balanced or is it heavy? Top heavy, front heavy, back heavy?
It's a tiny bit heavy here, but not much. I mean, my hands are off it. It's not
Okay,
moving.
that's good enough. That's good enough. If it's not heavy enough to where it's pulling itself against its own friction, that's safe.
The only
Now,
thing, the only thing I
next
don't like
step-
is if you take a look here at
What?
Oh, is it because the dovetail is? It looks like it's canted up.
The RA brake. Tilt the the deck shaft 90 degrees. Hang on to it, but see if it's out of balance and move the counterweights to establish balance. Maybe a little further. That look good. Okay, tight.
All right, counterbalance, counterweight
Okay,
balance.
good. Now turn it back vertical. Lock the RA brake. You're good. Now make sure the ends are covered because you're going to point this at the sun.
All right.
Okay,
Now,
good.
loosen the RA brake and loosen the deck brake. And if the sun, if you're in the morning and the sun is to the east of the meridian, you want the scope on that side looking across the top of the RA shaft. If you're in the afternoon and the sun is to the west of the meridian, you want the scope
Okay,
getting
I got it.
into gears. A thing to do is look at your shadows. Try to, and back there, the shadow on the ground. You can see when this thing is pointed at the sun.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
Look
Gotcha.
here.
Gotcha. Yep.
Go by the shadows on the tube.
So
You could point out this that has a shadow finder there.
Yeah. And if you look down here at the target, get your head up there where you can see the target.
well, I can see just from this thing here that I'm directly pointing at the sun now.
Okay, that's good. But you're you're pointing too high. Get your head
okay.
in there so you can see. No.
No.
You're looking in this side. Can you see it on that side? No, look in this side. You need to point up.
See, this has a
little bit.
hole. This has a hole,
Yeah.
and it will cast a little bright spot.
Oh, okay. Okay. Gotcha.
You don't even have the. You need to have the
All
shadow.
right. I'm gonna do this again, Boris.
Okay.
Yeah, it's got a.
All right. So.
This is gonna cast a shadow here, and then that little hole will cast a little.
All right.
bright
Here I go.
spot.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
get ready to cast a shadow there.
There's the spot, and you want to put that on the weight area. That's the ticket right there.
All right. It's on the money.
All right. Thing to do now is tighten both brakes. The RA brake lever, tighten. The deck brake lever, tighten. Let's put on the hand controller. Right now is off, and the RA wire cable. So you have the RA. You want to plug that into the RA motor.
Okay.
Which is the thing that drives this down here. It's the RA.
Why would I know that? Because you told me?
Well,
It drives the
because
polar axis.
The deck one is what drives that. Obviously, this is the deck motor, so what's left over is the RA motor. And there.
Okay.
The deck cable goes not over the scope, but underneath the scope into the deck.
Gotcha.
There.
Declination.
Yeah, declination.
All right.
All right. This is off. Set that.
Ed, you also want to explain the clutch at this point, since we're looking right at the deck motor.
Just a minute.
Okay.
And this
Battery pack.
battery pack
6
into
volt
there.
DC. Got it.
Right. And if you get some shadow up here, you should be able to see that this comes on, the LED comes on when you plug in some power. You got a dead battery? I don't know. Just a minute.
It's
We'll
going to be
find
hard
out.
to see. It's not on yet. That's why.
Well, it's off. So it go. You see, you can barely make out a north
Yep.
and a south.
Yep.
We're in the northern
Oh, it just
hemisphere.
flashed on.
Yeah, we saw
Okay.
the LED.
Good. Now
Why would you be doing north, not south?
we're in the northern hemisphere.
Very good. All right.
You want this thing to track in the right
All
direction.
right.
Here is the tricky part, right there.
Okay.
This is the deck clutch. When this is disengaged, you can rotate this knob up and down.
Gotcha.
When this is tight, the motor will run this up and down,
Right.
and you can't turn this.
Right. Gotcha. Good clutch idea.
Right. There is not an equivalent on the RA.
Okay.
The thing to do with RA is release the brake, rotate till you're close to target, and then use this at maximum speed. We have 8x up there, 4x, 2x, x being sidereal. So just for catching up with things, you want 8 power. I mean, 8 sidereal, 8 times sidereal. And you can see we've got RA to the east, RA to the west, deck counterclockwise, or clockwise, and deck counterclockwise. That clockwise means if you're looking downward into the deck shaft. You get the hang of it by and by.
Yeah.
So at this point,
So can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Are we now still concerned that that thing is slightly off?
we are.
Okay.
We lost a little drift, a little sidereal time,
Okay.
but we'll pick that up.
That's on there.
Turn. This thing is turned on now. Feel.
Oh yeah.
We're tracking.
Yep.
So the thing to do is grab hold of the counterbalance, loosen the RA clutch.
You're there.
Bring this to target. It is easier to align this. This is the neutral density filter.
Okay.
So first thing to do is align the neutral density filter, neutral density telescope. So stand here, get your eyeball there, get your hand up here. You see the sun?
Yeah, I do. It's not where I want it to be, but and it's not
Well,
in focus.
Then use, if it's if you've got the sun, at least some in there,
Okay.
use these buttons.
To
Look
get it
what you're
centered.
doing.
Yep.
Use those buttons to center the sun. You take a little learning to figure out which button to push.
It's a little trial and error.
Yes.
Doesn't
Actually-
seem to be moving declination.
If the declination doesn't move by the control, make certain that you've tightened the deck clutch nut up there.
Okay.
Reach your hand up there, just feel that's tight.
This one here?
That one, yes.
Yeah, okay, got it, was loose.
Got it.
All right, got it now.
And if you want to make a big adjustment in the deck, loosen that nut, rotate the knob, tighten the nut.
Gotcha, okay.
Let me take this off. So now you should be receiving H alpha in this scope. I have tried to make these scopes parallel. I can't get it perfect.
It's darn close.
It's got a piece of post-it note shim.
So is there a focus adjustment or?
Yes, right there.
Okay, got it.
Now, let's see, here's a brake screw. Feel underneath here. That is the focus lock, that knob.
This
there.
one here?
That.
This one?
No, this knob.
No, that can't be it.
Okay. Just a minute. Okay, right. Yeah, this is the focus.
Got
Make
it.
sure that's loose enough.
Loose enough, okay.
Right, so that the focuser works. What you might do someday is take a magic marker and mark the aluminum tube. Now watch carefully. Look in between the boards. I mean, in between the legs.
Let's not get that on tape.
All right. Now, as you lean it one way, and as you open it up carefully, watch out. See these?
Yep.
They're gonna come down
Fit on that screw.
onto the nail there. There's one on your side.
Okay.
Now you got an A-frame. This thing is heavy. It's robust. It's designed to be resistant to kitties kicking it.
Good.
Oh, dry
This
sunspots. Awesome.
You have pointed toward the scope where, as you discuss things, you've got a line of people coming this way. You're standing over here, and you can watch the target. Just keep an eye to make sure it stays about right.
Right, it's right there.
You've got a knobs handy, brakes handy. You control everything from over here.